Hey, what's up everybody? Tarafdar back with a new video. If you're new to this channel, before we get started, I'd like to remind you guys to subscribe and turn that bell icon on so every time there's a new video like this, you'll be first to be notified. So what is today's topic, right? A lot of people have been asking me via email and phone calls, hey Ali, what's working in credit repair today in 2020? And what are some of the things that are hurting us? What's some of the things that are not working? So my discussion with you today is hopefully to get you some insights on what's actually working today, right? Going forward, what are some of the things you need to be looking out for? And what are some of the things that are hurting you? The first thing I'd like to remind everybody is that when you're following a process to do credit repair, whether or not it's a system that you've been following for a while, for example, if you've been following my channel, you guys know I talk about very powerful strategies to help you square away your credit, whether they be free tactics or you basically follow the program which I have for you called the Ultimate Personal Credit Mastery. Regardless of the method, you have to follow a system. So number one thing I'd like to remind everybody is ensure that you follow the process completely. When it comes to credit repair, it's not easy. A lot of people actually give up halfway through. A lot of people say, hey, certain tactics are working and certain tactics are not working. So what do I do, right? So the biggest important thing you need to do is make sure that whatever or steps you're following is you follow it completely. Don't leave it half empty. Don't leave it halfway through. In fact, don't leave it 20% through. So that's the first step, right? Whatever you start, completed. And number two, I'd like to say is if you're starting a process and you have doubts in the process, unless otherwise that individual that you're following is able to give you complete clarity in terms of the direction that that process is taking you, I recommend not even starting the process. Because the first thing you need to do is you need to be taking your credit very seriously. You need to make sure that you nurture that credit profile, because if you damage it, it's going to take a lot of work to fix the damage caused by misleading tactics, right? So a lot of people lately have been following this process and methodology called credit sweeps. A lot of people called it whatever names they want, and they make you follow a process. There are some legitimate programs out there, but from what I've seen, a lot of these programs are actually identity theft methodologies hidden behind some sort of marketing scheme, right? So they'll tell you, hey, pay me this much and we'll give you a sweep. We'll fix your credit profile in X amount of days. And what happens is a lot of people go through that sweep and they go through that process, and what ends up happening is they don't actually get the results. And the reason they don't get the results is because it's not the real method of doing it, right? And then what ends up happening is now that individual, they promised them 30, 45 days, 60 days, is expanding their time frame and saying, oh, it's going to be 90 business days, it's going to be 120. What ends up happening is if you were to go through the same credit repair route elsewhere, you'd still get the same results, if not better, because this method is not legitimate. It's hurting you. So that's one of those things you have to be careful with. So those are the things I'd like to warn everybody about, right? So going forward, let's discuss what are the best methods of fixing your credit. What are some of the methods that you need to apply in order to make sure that 2020 is going to be a great year for you when it comes to fixing your personal credit? First thing let's talk about is follow the method for identifying your individual information, whether that be your first and last name, your addresses, your social security numbers, your date of births, your employers. Get rid of those excess information, right? Anything that's above and beyond the first and last name on the credit profile and your current address, the rest is just noise. And the reason I say that is because every single item that you have out there have somehow reported this personal identification to associate themselves with. This is why we call it the PI minimizer technique. The minute you take that information and challenge it to get it removed, all you have to do is reference back the negative items that are on your credit profile and try to condition it together. And when the credit bureaus can't do the math because the puzzle no longer has that piece, what ends up happening is it becomes more challenging. So that could help you in the cause of ensuring that you fix your credit properly. So follow the PI minimizer technique and then make sure you follow the system completely. The second step you want to follow beyond that is the item anchoring. We talked about that in one of my videos. Item anchoring simply means connect the dots. If personal information was deleted from your profile, what is the likelihood of that personal information that was removed is affiliated and associated with a negative item on your credit report? The likelihood is very high, right? So your objective is to write a letter to these credit reporting agencies stating that, hey, look, because you've took the first action of removing this personal information, I'm assuming that you know now the errors that are in my report can be affiliated with the information that you yourself have removed. So that puts them in jeopardy, right? Because they've already indicated to you that, yeah, they made a mistake. Then you anchor and say, look, the negative items that I have affiliated, whether they are misreporting, there are some inaccuracies, there are some challenges based on how they're reported. Objective is to make sure that you remove those items as well. So follow the item anchoring technique. So once you go through that method, you're going to start seeing some results. And the biggest thing I'd like to tell you guys is have patience. For instance, the first 30 to 45 days should be personal information cleanup. If you're expecting more than that, you're being very unrealistic. And what's going to end up happening is you're going to waste another 2020 and go towards 2021 hoping that, hey, maybe I'll change the method I use in credit repair. Just an extra patience of 30 to 45 days can get you the results you're looking for. So the first 30 to 45 days should be solely focused on your personal information. Once you have that, anchor the items that are removed and your names and information that are removed to make sure that the negative items are being affected as well. So that's the next step you guys want to follow, right? And final step, I'd say, when it comes to fixing your personal credit, to make sure that it's done the right way, is look at all the negative items that you have, right? Then look at all the positive items that you have. Create a game plan. Create a game plan, respect the timelines, hold yourself accountable, and like I said, follow the process completely. If you're expecting results in a very short period of time, it's going to be more hurtful in your mindset than if you're realistic and you accept that it's going to take a little bit of time, a little patience to get the results that you're looking for. The minute you accept that, the better the result's going to be for you. So I hope this short and quick video helped you understand and realize, hey, what are some of the things that are working in 2020 in terms of credit? How do I fix it? How do I make sure that I follow the right systems to get the results that I need? And more importantly, I have to allow myself to be patient to get the results that I'm looking for and the outcome for myself. I hope this video was helpful. Once again, if you haven't subscribed, don't forget to subscribe and turn that bell icon on. Once again, Ali Tarafdar, your guide and mentor. I look forward to seeing you guys next time. Bye for now.